Capricorn, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Capricorn Tarot love reading. In the Capricorn reading today, we are going to take a behind-the-scenes peek at your romantic person of interest as we move out of February and into March 2024. I'm going to do that to see if we can find out like what's going on with this person, see if there's anything that your attention and your awareness might need to be brought to about them. I'm going to do this by getting 5 cards to represent their energy here as we move into March 2024. And then I'm going to clarify all of it with a second deck just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on with this person you're romantically connected to. So let's get on with this Capricorn reading today. Let's get 5 cards for what is going on with Capricorn's romantic person of interest here as we move out of February and into March 2024. What does Capricorn's attention and awareness need brought to? Okay. Okay, I'm getting yelled at that those are backwards, so I'll switch them. Thanks. Lord. It's not like I'm really getting yelled at. I don't hear voices in my head or anything. It's more like that sensation when you touch your tongue to a 9-volt battery and it's like that, whoa, that shock that you get. It kind of like feels that, like internally. It's almost like I'm getting poked with a finger and then there's that sensation and I'm like, okay, now I know what I'm supposed to do. Bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, Capricorn. 5 of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. 5s are conflict. 5s are change. This is an abandonment. This is being cast aside, being left out in the cold, being walked away from. This is a breakup type of an energy here. Every once in a while, this will be an energy of someone who feels like they're not good enough for some reason, but it's usually a breakup. Under that, we have the Knight of Wands. This is very fast moving energy. This is like rushing forward and taking some rapid, passionate action towards something that they have a lot of passion and desire for. A lot of times this will get labeled as the player of the tarot deck. It can be that wishy-washy bullshit, in and out, back and forth type of an energy here. Somebody runs in all passionately and says whatever you want to hear in order to get what they want, and then they go somewhere else all passionately and say what they want to hear to get what they want there, and they come back and forth playing both sides of the fence. That could easily lead to abandonment, breakup type of an energy. Sometimes this is an energy of a person who is non-committal in the sense of like, I can't stay fully committed to the thing I say I want. And like at first I'm gung-ho about it and I take all this action and I'm real passionate about it, but then something happens and I pull back and I change directions here. So it could be any of that kind of stuff going on that leads to a breakup. I'm feeling player all over this, and then I get 3 of Swords right behind it. Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness, usually from a third energy. Now I will say that that third energy, not always a romantic third party. Sometimes it can be mom. It could be nosy family members, nosy neighbors, nosy friends, like co-workers. Anybody that's not you and that's not them sticking their nose where it doesn't belong can be the third energy. Geographic distance can be the third energy. Drinking too much, partying too much, watching too much television, working too much. Like anything that we do enough of will create its own energy, and that can be the third energy. Hell, if you're sitting there right now asking the question, well, I wonder if like this could be the third energy. Like, fill in the blank. If you're asking the question, it could totally be that. It could be an addiction. It could be any number of things. But we got some third energy causing heartbreak. When I got the player of the deck with that, that's not looking too promising. Gemini Major Arcana card. The Lover is right behind that. This is a powerful love connection, sure. Contrary to what most tarot readers will try to tell you, this card does not mean twin flames. It never has meant twin flames. Like the whole twin flame thing didn't even get concocted until the 1970s during the New Age movement. It was invented by marketers who were trying to sell courses and books and audio tapes and seminars, and they needed people to accept that twin flame bullshit in order to get them to be willing to buy their crap. So this has nothing to do with twin flames. This deck of cards, the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, was invented in like 1908, 1909, 60 some years before twin flames was even a thing that people mentioned. And I know I'm going to have people flame me in the comments and say, no, that's not true. Plato talked about it 2,500 years ago. And no, he did not. That is a very common bullshit story that these twin flame gurus and these how to get your twin flame back coaches, and they will try to convince you of that, but they know damn well ain't nobody going to go read Plato's Symposium except this dude. And he doesn't mention the word twin flames in that one time, not one time. It's not even a real story. It's not like fiction. It's not factual data where Plato was teaching anything. It was a play, you know, entertainment. They didn't have movies and TV shows back then. They had plays, and he wrote a play, and two characters in the play had some discussion that a lot of people try to morph into twin flames, even though that word was never mentioned. The story had nothing to do with twin flames. It was a completely different thing to explain why human beings have a longing to be with each other and find love and companionship. It had nothing to do with twin flames. So don't give me that bullshit in the comments, please. But this, a long time ago, before this card was even called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So it represents the choices that we make have an impact on the people that we're connected to. And we're all connected. It represents, in a love connection, they can't make choices without that affecting you and vice versa. This can be a choice about the connection itself. It can even be a choice between lovers. And I have a player and third energy causing a heartbreaking thing, and ultimately a breakup. And that's like the gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about. When I take a look at what actually came out in your person's energy, Capricorn, very first card's always the most important. We get the Three of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Six of Pentacles. The Three of Cups is Cancer energy. Sometimes this is a celebration energy. It can be about being united and celebrating, or being reunited and celebrating. It could be like reconciliation after a breakup. The other thing that this can mean is we do have three cups of love in the picture here. So it can represent third-party love triangle type of a thing. So let's clarify this. See what we can find out. What's going on with this Three of Cups? Why is that the first card for Capricorn's person here? Why is Thanks. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. This is a physical, tangible, real-world opportunity presenting itself to your person. This ain't an idea or a concept. This is a physical thing, physical opportunity presenting itself. Have Four of Pentacles behind that, Capricorn energy. This is holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. Sometimes it can represent financial stability and wanting to hold on to the stuff that you have, or the money that you have, or your person in this case. I do have Five Pentacles out here, which if it's not an abandonment and a breakup, it would be like a devastating financial loss or a loss of physical assets. And this could be them wanting to hold on to everything they have. Maybe an opportunity to hold on to everything they have. But I got Three Cups of Love here, and a physical opportunity to do something in the physical world and holding on to something. Probably holding on to the opportunity, and probably holding on to you too. I have the Ten of Cups right behind that. This is Pisces energy. This is everyone's goal in terms of love and relationships. It's that happily ever after that we all dream about, that happy fairy tale ending, that happy fairy tale love story that we all dream about. It's two people being together and pouring themselves into each other, and everyone's fully happy and fully in love. Like that's the goal for most people. And they're wanting to hold on to that. But there's Three Cups right behind it. I'm clarifying the Three of Cups right now. And I get that same card in the story. That's the universe going, dude, how many ways you need me to tell you there's Three Cups of Love in this picture? That's the bad thing. Okay, I've already gone on the twin flame rant, or at least a piece of it. I'm going to publish more information about that because this twin flame bullshit has gotten so far out of control, and there's so many people that are being manipulated and duped out of their money, and not to mention getting stuck in these emotionally painful situations where they literally have some person convincing them that this is their twin flame and I should put up with all this bullshit because I'm supposed to be with them. And like, that's, I've already gone on a piece of that tangent here, that rant, if you will. And the negative side about the Ten of Cups, and yes, there is one, is that happy fairy tale component of it, because we all want that so badly that we'll lie to ourselves, we'll delude ourselves, we'll ignore red flags, we'll sweep shit under the rug that's actually happening because we don't want this to not be true. If that shit that I'm trying to sweep under the rug is true, then this can't be true, and I want this to be true, so I'm going to ignore that kind of crap. So this can be a thing where there's this holding on to the idea and the belief that this is my happily ever after. But if that's true, there wouldn't be 3 cups of love in the background. There wouldn't be you having a lid over top of your cup trying to protect your emotions, trying to protect yourself from getting emotionally hurt here. This is you like having all this love and emotions for them and wanting to pour your love into them, but you got to keep a lid on your cup, either A, so they don't siphon all of your emotions out of you and drain you, or B, is so you don't get stuff in your emotions to contaminate you and like hurt you emotionally. That looks like it's already happened. And it looks like there's still, even though with this physical thing in front of you that you can see, and this 3 cups of love, and this breakup player, third party, 3rd cup of love, there's still this idea here of happily ever after, happy fairy tale romance, and holding on to that and not wanting to let go of it. And it also has something to do with them not wanting to let go of an opportunity that they have, not wanting to let go of this 10 of Cups that they have. This isn't a real 10 of Cups, though. That's the problem. When I clarify this 3 of Cups, I get the 9 of Swords, Strength, 6 of Pentacles. 9 of Swords is Gemini energy. This is fear, worry, and anxiety. It's thinking about something over and over and over again with all this fear, worry behind their thinking, and doing that to the point that it becomes stressful. This is like mental anguish. This is like mental stuff that ends up manifesting itself in their physical body as stress or sleepless nights or nightmares or just being constantly worried about something. It's like I can't shut my mind off. The person on the card has their eyes covered because in their mind, the situation is so bad, I don't want to face it. I don't want to look at it. And I get that with this 3 of Cups, this player breakup, third party energy, a physical opportunity presenting itself. This looks to me like somebody who had an opportunity with the 3rd cup, and meaning not you, not them, some new person they're bringing in, and now they're fearful and worried that it's going to come out. Could totally be that. Next, I have Strength, which is the Leo Major Arcana. This represents a very difficult situation that your person is going through right now, and it's requiring them to dig down deep inside of themselves to find all of their internal strength just to make it through this. A lot of times, this will also represent a person who's trying to tame that beast inside themselves. In other words, they've got these urges and these desires and these like animalistic impulses, or they're like feeling compelled to do something, and they're worried it's going to be a mistake, and they're like trying to rein themselves in and hold themselves back and not let themselves rush off and do something stupid to make some kind of a mistake. But this would be like akin to, let's say, a heroin addict, and they decide they don't want to do heroin anymore, and they're trying to quit, and maybe they're fine for an hour or two, but later in the day, there's that struggle inside them where that piece of them wants to go do heroin, and that other piece is trying to calm that down and stop that from happening. But eventually they lose that struggle. Like you only have so much willpower, and eventually the lion overpowers her. And now they're fearful and worried because of what they did. It's possible it's looking that way. 6 of Pentacles is next. This is Taurus energy. This is supposed to be an energy of balance, like generosity and reciprocity. Like you scratch my back and I scratch your back. You take care of me, I take care of you. It's like equal give and take. You're putting in what you're getting out, and you're not putting all this in and getting nothing back. It's supposed to be that, but the other meaning of it is the merchant, which would be your person in this case, giving to 2 people in the physical sense. Next in their energy, 10 of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is everyone's goal in the physical reality. We've seen the 10 of Cups, which is everyone's goal here in the emotional end of things. This is the physical end of things. This is like maximum stability, abundance, and prosperity. It's like the combining together of two people in the physical sense, like all their assets and resources. This would be like being married or living together or going down the path toward combining your lives together. Tell me more about this 10 of Pentacles, please. Why is that here for Capricorn's romantic person of interest? Bottom of the deck. 7 of Swords, Aquarius energy. Lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind someone's back, trying to get away with something. Not a good energy. It's not the only meaning to the card. Sometimes it can represent self-preservation, as in your person doesn't want to get hurt, which is why they steal the 5 swords. It's to try to prevent from being hurt by something. Sometimes it's an energy of leaving something behind because he can only carry 5 of the 7 swords and he has to leave the other 2 behind. So it can represent leaving something behind. It's feeling like dirty, dodgy, sneaky, deceptive stuff. 9 of Wands. This is Sagittarius energy of being walled off and defensive about something. This is the wounded warrior and he's been hurt, hence the bandage. He's using one of the wands as like a pole to hold himself up because he's been hurt. Hence this wall he's built around himself. It's a defense mechanism. It's his way of trying to protect himself so he doesn't get hurt anymore. I don't know what this person is hurt by. If they're the one doing the sneaky, deceptive stuff, yeah, sure, maybe they're in like psychological hurt at this point, and emotional hurt because this is, I'm so worried this is going to come out. Easy solution to that is don't do shit you're going to be ashamed of later. I mean, duh. This can often be a wall that's in someone's way. Like a lot of times that wall that we build, I mean, we all do that. We all get hurt. We have defense mechanisms psychologically and emotionally that we put up to protect ourselves. But here, like the wall is just some sticks in the ground. Like if I wanted to get to this dude and hurt him, the sticks aren't going to save him. I can just run and barrel through that. I can turn sideways and slip right between it, and he's not safe from getting hurt. And the walls that we build are pretty much the same way. It's like a false sense of security. It's like a security blanket. Doesn't really protect anything, but it does make a pretty damn good fence to keep you away from the thing that you actually want. That could be the case here. Like this sneaky, deceptive behavior is a barrier for this person, and it prevents them from getting what they want. And maybe they do engage in sneaky, deceptive, dodgy behavior because they don't want to get hurt about something, because they've been hurt in the past. This could be a case of someone who's going to do unto you before you can do unto them, because that's happened in the past. They got something going on, for sure. The 2 of Wands is next. Aries energy. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads in their life, probably a crossroads in this connection with you. This is a decision point for them, and it's a decision about what do I want my world to be like? Like, what do I really want for my life, and which of these 2 paths is going to get me to that, and which path do I need to leave behind? So I do have a reference here to leaving something behind with those 2 swords in the background. No. I got the moon behind that. This is Pisces energy. Yeah, it can be fear, worry, and anxiety. There's 2 cards that can mean that. Both of them here now. If it's fear, worry, and anxiety, it's because of uncertainty. Like when the moon's out, it's dark outside. You can't see the full path in front of you. So it's easy to like not be sure. Am I on the right path? Did I make a wrong turn somewhere? Should I turn around and go back? Was this even the right path to begin with? And that level of like uncertainty and not being sure can cause fear and worry in a person. The other meaning to this card is it can represent something being hidden in the dark or some secret being kept. I got 3 cups of love and all this fear, worry, and anxiety that's going to get uncovered. And here at the top of this story with the secret in it is sneaky, deceptive behavior, lying, cheating, sneaking around type stuff. And if that's the case, that is going on during a period of time when the 2 of you are physically together, physically combined together, or building a life together, whether you're married or living together or engaged or just like have spent a lot of time together and you might as well be married. It's something along those lines. Clarifying that 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 8 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. Knight of Swords is the fastest knight in the deck. It's even faster than this Knight of Wands we see in the overall energy here. This is rushing forward and taking some rapid, decisive action on something. The Knight of Swords is not the dude who reads the instruction manual before he starts popping all the pieces together. And this is the kind of guy that is like putting the pieces together because he thinks he knows what he's doing, and before you know it, he's got an extra piece left, and he's like, oh shit, and I should have put that here, but now to put it where it goes, you got to like break the thing to get it apart. So this is the person who doesn't think first, they just do it, and they don't think about it until after it's already done. So it's very like spur of the moment, fast, like poorly thought out, impulsive type energy. And that's sitting right here beside this fear, worry, and anxiety. Like this is screaming, oh shit, I already did it. Now what? Now I'm worried that it's going to come out. Now I've already broken the thing, and it's just a matter of time until that comes out. Next, I have the 8 of Cups. This is Pisces energy of emotionally detaching, or even physically detaching and physically walking away. The person here is walking away from 8 full cups of love because they think there's something better out there for them. So this is about choosing to walk away from what I have to go down a new path toward my 9th and my 10th cup, looking for my own happiness and my own wish fulfillment, and that happily ever after that we saw referenced a little bit ago with that 10 of Cups. It's about looking for those things, because it's sometimes because I think the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence, and when I find out it's not, I'm almost always going to try to come back, especially when it's like, well, I didn't think about it first. It's like this is difficult here. This is them reining themselves in, trying to contain themselves, I think. But it's feeling like it comes after the action. Very, very weird. 2 of Pentacles is the final clarifier for the 10 of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy. This is an energy of balance, but it's more about trying to get your balance back or trying to keep your balance once it's been thrown off. This is 1 foot in, 1 foot out, can't make up my mind kind of an energy. It's a 2, so it's a choice about something in the physical world where I've got these 2 options and I can't have both of them. I can't turn left and right at the same time. I can't have you and this other person at the same time. And it's like going back and forth about the 2, weighing the pros and cons, trying to make a choice where I don't know what to pick. It can also represent a person who's juggling 2 people. And it's sitting right beside the 6 of Pentacles, which can represent the merchant giving to 2 people. I got 3 cups of love. I got a player, and I got heartbreak and sadness from a 3rd energy, and potentially a choice between lovers and a choice between which one of them is going to be my 10 of Cups. Like, what are the odds that I get it in both of these cards I've seen here? Well, this one together is like, I'm bitching about the stupid stuff readers try to tell you about the Lover's card, and the fact that no one ever tells you what the dark side of the 10 of Cups is, because every card has a positive and negative, sometimes more than one of each. And I've got them both back to back right here with some very difficult situation that's very difficult to make it through there. Man. Central to your person's energy here as we move into March, Capricorn, we got the Ace of Swords. This is the sword of truth. It's the sword of victory, the sword of clarity. Sometimes this is the sword you use to make a decision with, like the word decision. The Latin word decision comes from, literally means to cut off, as in when I got those 2 options here, this is severing one of the options, so there's only one left, and that is like the definition of how you make a decision. You cut the options off until there is one. So this can be that sword they decide with. This can even be the sword that a relationship gets severed with. Tell me about this Ace of Swords. Why is that central to this person's energy here as we're living in March? Okay. Yeah. You don't say. Come here. On the bottom of the deck, 3 of Cups. Cancer energy. Again, we've already seen it on the bottom of the deck. It's the first card out for your person. It's the most important energy here for them. 3rd cup of love. Cutting something away and making my decision, and I'm going with the 3rd cup of love, or I'm getting severed from this connection by you because of the 3rd cup of love. No, they're cutting this off to get the 3rd cup. Page of Wands. This is news and messages and communications about passion and desire, so passionate messages. This is also the minor arcana version of the Fool. It's about having the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. When I clarify this Ace of Swords, I got some extra cards here. I got the 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Emperor, and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to do both of these at the same time. The 9 of Cups, this is Pisces energy. This is about being emotionally single, emotionally okay by myself. Like, I don't need an external person to make me feel whole, or to make me feel happy, or to make me feel loved. I don't need an external person for that, because I love me already. On the negative, I mean, this can be a great energy, and I said already that most people's goal in love and relationships is the 10 of Cups, but what most people don't get is that this should be the goal. You got to be totally okay in and of yourself, emotionally happy in and of yourself, love yourself. This is about patching all the holes in your cups and filling your own cups up by yourself and not needing someone else to do that. And what most people don't realize is, like, that's how you get to the 10 cups. You start out in the 9 of Cups, and you don't need anyone. So you're not projecting a need for anyone. You're not projecting a lack of any love whatsoever. And therefore, the universe mirrors back to you a lack of love. They don't mirror back to you the lack of love, is what I'm trying to say. So that's how you attract a person in the 9 of Cups. Someone who doesn't need you any more than you need them. But here you are together, pouring yourselves into each other. And your cups are already full, so it overflows the cups, and ta-da, you're at the 10 of Cups. That's legit the only way to get to the 10 of Cups. That ain't what's going on with this person, though. This is, like, on the negative side. It can be someone who is very, like, personal happiness and personal wish fulfillment, self-centered type of an energy here, smug type of an energy. It's about me, myself, and I. And what I want, like my own personal happiness, is more important than yours. So what I want is more important than what's best for us. You can even be a person who's not single, but they're presenting themselves emotionally as if they are. Next, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So these are there's 2 single energies in the deck. Here's both of them right back to back. This is physically single versus emotionally single. This is, like, I don't need you to physically or financially take care of me. I can do that. This can also represent a person who's not physically single, but they present themselves in the physical world as if they are. Which, consequently, is how you get to having 3 cups in the situation. It's right here, and it's their first card. It's also really hard to get a 3rd cup when you're in a relationship and you're not doing some passionate communicating and expressing desire and interest in another person. It's also really hard to give to 2 people and juggle 2 people when you don't do that. Next, we have the Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning in passion and desire, a passion in new beginning. This wand is also the phallic symbol of the tarot deck, so it represents the male you-know-what and using that to be intimate. So sexual energy, sex, sparking up some passionate new thing. While I'm presenting myself as single, that's how you end up juggling 2 people, and it's how you end up giving to 2 people. It's all over their energy. Next, I have the Emperor. This is the Aries Major Arcana card. This is an energy of control. It's like taking control of a situation, taking charge of a situation. It's a master manifester in the sense that he's got all the tools, resources, skills, abilities, like to put together a plan to get what he wants and then execute that plan to get what he wants. Which, again, can be a great energy. It's way better than sitting on the couch and, like, wishing for $1 million or wishing for some knight in shining armor to show up and knock at my front door and sweep me off my feet while I sit here and watch Netflix. I mean, that's not reality. That's called a pipe dream. And this ain't the pipe dreaming kind of dude. This is the motivated dude that's going to put together the plan and then execute the plan. He understands it's about planning and action on that plan. The negative side of this is it's easy to take that too far. So this can go from being in control to being a controlling type of a person. Especially if that person isn't in control of their wand and the wand is actually in control of them. Next I have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a change in the luck and fortune. If things were going great, this is the moment where the wheel spun the other way and this went to hell in a handbasket. It's that pivotal moment where everything changed. Can also represent a cycle of something. So if I've got could be a cycle of severing and breakups and third parties, and not just breakups, but player energy and third parties there. Could be a cycle of that, a cycle of acting in my own emotional best interest about what makes me happy, and acting as if I'm single, and a cycle of, doing that stuff and getting the wand out when I'm not supposed to, and that controlling everything. And that could be just a repeating pattern of that kind of stuff. This could even be a control freak that wants to control you constantly, but they can basically do whatever the hell they want because I'm the important one and you're not. It could be a cycle of that. Take that however it resonates for you. Next in their energy, Two of Swords. Libra energy. This is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Sometimes, it hasn't been made because the person's blindfolded. There's something that they don't know about. There's information they don't have. They don't have enough info to make the decision, which is why it doesn't get made. Sometimes this is a spot where someone has the blinders on and they're leaving them on because there's something they don't want to see, something they don't want to look at. This can even be the refusal to choose. I decide that I'm not going to choose. So let's clarify that. Tell me more about this Two of Swords. Why is that here in the energy? Capricorn's person. Ooh. Not even letting me get the sentence out. They're trying to talk so much here. They're probably like, dude, shut up and get on with it. Hurry. Bottom of the deck. Two of Wands. Aries energy. Fork in the road. Crossroads in their life. Crossroads in this connection. Decision point. Decision about what is it that I actually want for my life. Which path gets me to the thing that I want. Notice this is also a wand energy here. I don't really have a lot of wands out here, which is kind of surprising. There's a decision that needs made here, and they aren't making it. And it's a decision about which one of these two do I want. If this is a refusal to decide, that means I don't want to pick. I want both. Seven of Swords. You can't make this shit up. That's what a player would do. I want both, so I'm going to play both sides of the fence. This is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around, and trying to get away with shit. And hiding behind some kind of a wall. Either this person got hurt at some point in the past, and maybe they have abandonment issues from someone who did this to them in the past, and now they've turned into the person that hurt them, and they're doing the same thing to other people because I don't want to get hurt, so I'm going to do it to you first. I don't know. They got other stuff out here that's leading me down that path, though, because when I clarify Two of Swords, I get Five of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the High Priestess. I got too many swords. This is, I was going to say this is the only column, this center column, that I don't have a sword in, but I'm wrong because the top card is a sword. So there's swords in every column so far. Five of Swords is Aquarius energy. Fives are conflict. This is either a conflict in their thinking, or it's a conflict in communication, like a big fight, an argument, bitter words being spoken, words being used like weapons, tongues being used like swords to cut someone. This can be a betrayal. This can be someone who has this winning at all costs mentality. Like, dude, I'm going to get what I want, and if you get hurt in the process, well, tough shit for you because I'm getting what I want. It's somebody who doesn't play fair, At its core, it's a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event here, usually a betrayal. There's a choice not to decide, and sneaky deceptive behavior. There's clearly a betrayal here, and this is a person who is like completely self-centered. As long as I get what I want, I don't care if you get hurt. I can totally accept collateral damage as long as I get what I want, because my own personal happiness and wish fulfillment is the most important thing. That's what this Emperor is about. This is not a nice person. Next, to clarify, Two of Swords, Queen of Swords, Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. She's about speaking the truth on something and then cutting off the things or the people that aren't in her best interest anymore. She's very smart. She has her eyes open, her ears open. She knows what's going on around her. And she's also very fair, which is why she holds her hand out. She's saying, go ahead, tell me your side of the story. Speak your truth. The problem is she already knows the truth, so the truth you speak to her better match the truth she already knows, or she cuts your head off with the sword. This is usually like the conversation that probably turned into a big fight where I'm asking you all these questions that I already know the answer to, and you're lying to me, so now it's off with your head. This is probably you cutting them off. Or it could be, I've been trying not to make this decision, and I've been not making it, and I've been sneaking around, and maybe I didn't want to hurt you. Shit, I didn't go deep enough. Underneath that Nine of Wands is the Ten of Swords. That's the swift, painful ending. Sometimes it's an ending you don't see coming, which is why the swords end up here in your bag. If you saw it coming, they'd be in your front. Sometimes it's an ending in betrayal, which is like getting stabbed in the back by someone close to you. And all this fear, worry, or not fear and worry, but like grinding on it in circles and overthinking it and looping it in their mind. And I'm not sure what's the safe move to make, and I don't want to mess anything up and make a wrong step for myself here. So I'm feeling stuck. And there's this period of time where I'm waiting on something to fully mature or fully develop, or waiting on this time period to go by where I'm contemplating what to do. But this looks like the conversation that ended it. This could be them like finally deciding, okay, you know what? How about this? How about I'm going to hurt you on purpose, and I'm going to say a bunch of shit that's like really painful, and my words are going to be cutting, and I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to be emotionally single and physically single because I already am. I can do whatever I want. Next clarifier for the Two of Swords is the High Priestess. This is the two of the major arcana. She rules over the twos of the four suits, and I've got two of those twos right here. So I got 2, 2, 2, and I just said two a whole bunch of times. So there's definitely a choice here. Twos are decisions and choices. She represents the unconscious mind, the intuition. She's the source of all the water in the tarot deck. Like her gown turns into a waterfall as it rolls off. She's the first feminine energy in the deck. She's the source of love and emotions and intuition. Like every other card that has water in it in any sense, that water came from her. Like the next card is the Empress. So there's a stream flowing behind the Empress. That's her water. She represents like that internal knowing where you don't have the facts necessarily. You don't have any way to know. You just know. It's like intuitive hits, gut feelings, signs, synchronicities. I can just tell something's off. This looks like I don't necessarily have the facts, but I'm going to confront you as if I did just to see what you say, and it turns into a big fight. And that High Priestess is sitting right beside the Ace of Wands. It's like maybe you didn't have the facts to support it, but you could feel that the wand was doing some stuff it wasn't supposed to be doing with somebody that isn't you. Final card in your person's energy, Capricorn, Six of Pentacles. I just showed you that card a second ago. This is Taurus energy of supposed to be balance. It's supposed to be you scratch my back and I scratch yours. This is supposed to be equal give and take. Could be trying to balance things back out. Much more likely that what it is like your intuition is screaming at you because they are giving to two people. And notice one of them's behind their back, like they're hiding that person. Why is this Six of Pentacles here is the final card for Capricorn's person of interest? Come here, come here. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. This is the Taurus Major Arcana card. This is a card of commitment. It's about being committed to something bigger than you. In a relationship reading, this is being in a fully committed relationship, taking that to the next level of like living together, engagement, marriage. This is typically a marriage card and being fully committed. Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy of teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. The thing you would be building is the Ten of Pentacles, like working towards combining together lives and like building a life together and marriage and all that stuff. This is like working together as equals to build that. Only I don't have 10 of Pentacles out here. I got 9 of Pentacles. Like right in the center of their energy is 9 of Pentacles. I'm physically single, or I'm presenting myself as same. And the Wand. Yeah. In the midst of this commitment and in the midst of this building something together, there's passionate messages in communicating. There's the willingness to take the first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion for, desire for, and that's the 3 Cups. That's the first card. How many times are we going to see that? This is the 3rd cup of love being in the picture, while there is a commitment between the two of you. And yeah, that makes that the Merchant here giving to 2 people in the physical sense, and probably keeping one of you hidden, potentially keeping you hidden from them too, the other person too. I don't know yet. All I know is somebody finds out the truth, or there's a conversation about the truth, and there's internal knowing at the very least. The first clarifier for the 6 of Wands. Oh, I got to show you them. We got the Tower, the 6 of Swords, Death, Page of Pentacles. The Tower. This is the collapse of some important structure in your person's life. This is when it all comes crashing down. Sometimes this is the collapse of the relationship with you. Sometimes it's the collapse of the belief system that they're operating from, like this mental model of the world that they're operating from, where they can do whatever the hell they want. It could be that come crashing down. This is a foundation rocking event. It's a game changer. Whatever this represents for your person, nothing's the same the day after this happens. That Tower is tied directly to me getting what I want at all costs. It's tied to betrayal. It's tied to me being self-centered and only concerned about my own happiness and wish fulfillment. And that leads me to take very impulsive actions that I worry about after the fact. This really feels like I did it and I was worried like hell at the beginning, and the rest of it is just like it coming out. Next up, excuse me, 6 of Swords, Aquarius energy. This is about moving away from the 5 of Swords. That's the first clarifier in the previous column. This is moving away from that mentally and psychologically painful thing. It's leaving something in the past where it belongs and moving forward into the future where there's more clarity, where I'm moving forward toward the thing I actually want. It's about at its core like moving away from pain and moving forward toward pleasure. There is an implied choice here. This woman and child and swords that are in the boat can represent carrying a burden forward into the future with them, or carrying a lesson forward into the future with them. And that's like really the implied choice. At this stage, the painful thing has already happened. Nobody can do anything about that now. The tower has already collapsed. The truth has already come out. There's already been a severing. There's already been a breakup because of the stuff they did. This is about what do they do moving into the future. Well, it looks like they're moving away from you and leaving you behind and going forward. Their real choice, though, is about, do I carry the burden that this painful thing has caused into my future, or do I carry the lessons the painful thing taught me so that I don't make this kind of a mistake again? Don't really think that's what's happening for them. Because next I have Death. This is the Scorpio Major Arcana card. This is an ending to something. This is something dying and transforming into something different, being born a different way. This is usually a very painful transformation process, a painful transition period. It's the ending to something. And that ending is there's a tower, which is the ending to something, and death, and in the middle of that is them having to move forward here. It looks like death comes about because your intuition points out the wand and the stuff they were doing with the wand. The final clarifier for your person, Capricorn, Page of Pentacles. This is news, messages, and communication about some physical, tangible, real-world opportunity presenting itself. Most of the time when I get this, it's someone planning for their future. It's a page, so it's the least developed of the court cards. It ain't a king, so this would be like early stages of a plan for the future, like a not fully developed plan for the future. After, like, I'm moving forward with this ending here and this connection being dead. When I follow this over, I have a gap in the information, but there is the High Priestess. You probably intuitively know more about what their plan for the future is than they actually know, because after that gap is the Emperor, and then there's more gaps here. The only thing the Emperor seems to know is a cycle of using the wand. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Capricorn love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.